Hello to all my homies in the chat. And I just want to say, welcome to Nightly Scroll. We have something very exciting for you tonight at the end of the show. We're trying something new. I have been working on this for a while, and I've been thinking about ways because sometimes at night I sit in bed and I doom scroll, which is why the name of my show is Nightly Scroll. And sometimes I'm reading a comment section and it is so funny. I wanted to figure out a way for me to bring that experience to you. And we can scroll through the comment section live together at the same time. And I found this video for the end of the show. It's so stupid. But I found myself cracking up at the end of the show. In my bed. I was just cracking up. And I thought, how can I do this? How can I scroll through the comments with all of you? And we figured out a way. So this is why I've got my iPad here where I can scroll on TikTok at the same time. Very exciting. So we're going to test it out. If anything goes wrong, it's because it's our first day doing it. So just bear with us. But I'm excited. So stay tuned until the end of the show for scrolling time. But I want to remind everyone, the only way that you can watch this show is on Rumble. So if you want to scroll with the homies in the chat, you got to do it on rumble.com. Rumble.com/Hayley is where you can find the Bongino Report channel. That's where you have to subscribe, obviously, but that's where you watch the show live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to catch up on the show later, you can do that. But Rumble is the only place you can watch. And if you want to listen, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your shows. Make sure that you are subscribed over there and you ring the bell so that you never miss a show. So let's get into tonight's show. Democrats think you're stupid. They think that they need to dumb themselves down to meet the average American voter where they are. This is their new strategy, which I will get into in just a few seconds, but I want that to sink in for everyone. The Democrats' new strategy is to be even dumber than they already are. I'd like to see them try, and I'm going to have my popcorn at the ready. Then AOC poked the bear, and now border czar Tom Homan is telling the New York City Congresswoman to square up. So I'll break down the border beef. This is a classic case of all talk, no action, so I'll let you guys guess which party is doing all the yapping with nothing to show for it. It's not border czar Tom Homan, I'll tell you that. There's the hint. Plus, a trans influencer documents his experience peeing standing up in the women's restroom at Disney World. So much wrong with this story. We will break it down. Rosie O'Donnell is whining again about the, quote, mango Mussolini from over in Ireland, of course, where she moved to get away from Trump, but he lives rent-free in her head. Classic TDS syndrome. I've got a curious update in the Diddy trial, one that may implicate LAPD officers. All that and so much more on Nightly Scroll. The New York Times is starting what they're calling an occasional series of articles about how the Democrats are failing, how it got so bad, how it got so dire, what comes next, and who could lead the way. So I want to just read a few excerpts from this New York Times article. It came out the other day, and it says, the 6 months later, Democrats are still searching for the path forward. And this is one of the excerpts from that article. It says, for now, Democratic donors and strategists have been gathering at luxury hotels to discuss how to win back working class voters, commissioning new projects that can read like anthropological studies from people from faraway places. So this just goes to show that Democrats are so out of touch. And mind you, I'm sure Republican strategists gather at luxury hotels too, but Republicans don't have a stick up their butts and they don't pretend like they're these elitist snobs. Democrats are elitist snobs and they're gathering at luxury hotels to pretend like they care about you, and they don't. Here's another excerpt from this article that it really grinded my gears. So they talked to Rob Flaherty. He was the deputy campaign manager for Vice President Kamala Harris. And he said this, quote, over a long period of time, our party overdrew our trust account with the American people. Yep, those are the words from Robert Flaherty. And if that name is familiar to you, It makes sense. I'll tell you why. So first of all, it's rich coming from Robert Flaherty because he worked with big tech companies and social media giants like Facebook and Twitter 1.0 to bully their employees into suppressing the speech of American citizens who disagreed with the Biden administration, particularly Americans who took to social media to question the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine and even just discuss whether or not they want to take it. So Jim Jordan subpoenaed him. He was the ex-White House censorship chief. He worked in the White House communications department. And like I said, he would bully Mark Zuckerberg and others to basically do the bidding of the Biden administration. So he lied on behalf of Biden. And he essentially ripped up the First Amendment and wiped his behind with it and is now saying, yeah, the American people, they just don't trust us anymore. You know, the well ran dry. There's just no more trust. I don't know what happened. They set up a disinformation governance board to combat misinformation. Bro, you are the misinformation. This was propaganda. And a lot of people who have woken up saw right through it. These are the same people that told us Joe Biden was in tip-top shape for more than 4 years. And then they wanted to prop up the same corpse for another 4. But are they looking in the mirror yet? They're all so quick to say, yep, the Democrats, we messed up this time. But then they take no accountability for how their actions got them there. So here's another headline from the Daily Caller earlier, and it says, not normal. Dems say their party members have begun to speak like professors. So they talked to a bunch of Democrats about what they could do differently next time. And apparently, they feel like they're using big words. They think that the words oligarchy, equity, these are words that the average American just can't wrap their head around, which is insane. So their strategy now is we need to dumb ourselves down to reach the average American idiot. No. You can throw words around like oligarch and equity. We know what they mean. We also just know that you're full of it. You can't tell us that Trump is an oligarch when he's trying to slash power from the government and give it back down to the states. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Bernie Sanders have branded this Fight the Oligarchy tour. What are you fighting? They're hypocrites. And everyone can see right through the charade. Hardworking Americans don't buy into the equity crap. We want to take home the money that we earn. We don't want it spread around to lazy people or to stupid causes. We don't want opportunities given to people just because they were born a certain way. They're a woman, or they're a certain sex, they're a certain color, they're a certain whatever. We want opportunities to be given to people who deserve them, point blank, period. That's it. Are you smart enough? Are you good enough for the job? Great. I don't care what you look like. I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. Are you good enough to do the job? Are you the best person for the job? You're hired. That's how Republicans feel. Democrats are the ones who are too stupid to question what it is their party is even saying. So here's one of the Democrats that they interviewed for this article about Democrats needing to be normal. They need to take this normal approach now. They said it makes Democrats or candidates using this speech sound like they're not normal. It sounds simple, but what the Democratic Party needs to do is be normal and sound normal. Democrats are not normal. Democrats have only leaned in to the progressive faction of their party. They take marching orders from the blue-haired, septum-piercing-wearing gender studies majors who are jacked up on a cocktail of SSRIs and hormones. And I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but their campaign strategy for the back half of Kamala Harris's campaign was to call J.D. Vance weird. After he wiped the floor with Tim Walz in the debate, their only response was to call him weird. And then other weird Democrats jumped on that bandwagon to feel cool for once. But everyone knows that the Democrats are actually the weird ones, and normal guys like Vice President J.D. Vance, they're normal. They're not pushing gender equality crap. They're just normal, pushing normal policies that normal people care about. So the Democrats think that they're not connecting with people because they're using big words. They think that meeting the American people where they are is treating them like morons. That's where they're going to be wrong. Even when they try to ditch their elitist mindset, they can't. Democrats are elitist scum to their core. And they can say that they're the party of the working class all that they want, but they cannot shake their snobby attitudes. They think they're better than you. And here's a wake-up call for all of the Democrats, because I think they might have forgotten. You work for us. So take your Ivy League education, take your public servant privilege, and shove it. And Democrats are certainly doubling down on dumb, with another congressman visiting Kilmar Abrego Garcia in jail in El Salvador. As I was saying, there are more Democrats going to visit Kilmar Abrego Garcia in jail in El Salvador. This time it is Congressman Glenn Ivey. He is supposed to be serving the people of Maryland, I believe District 4, but no, he is serving what he calls his constituent, but it's really an MS-13 gang member and a human trafficker and a wife beater in jail. So watch this.
I'm the congressman that represents Kilmar. I came all the way down from the United States after we'd contacted their ambassador, after we'd made formal requests to our ambassador to the El Salvadoran government. And we came here to visit him today. And now they're telling us we got to go all the way back to San Salvador to get a permit. That's ridiculous. We ought to have a chance to come in and visit. They knew we were coming. They knew why we were coming. And they know we have the right to do this. So they need to just cut the crap. Let us get in there and have a chance to see him and talk with him. We got his lawyer here. We got somebody from the unions here to talk with him. Let us in. Stop playing games. Let us have a chance to talk with him.
What I don't understand is that these Democrats, they're supposed to care about their constituents, American citizens, but they push all of them aside and they just care about the one gangbanger that's in jail for whatever reason. They're using him. He's like this sacrificial lamb for them. He's this prop that they're using. And if they were smart, they would just let the guy rot in jail. He was a wife beater. He has gang ties to MS-13. He was caught on camera smuggling people in his car from the Texas border, and he was stopping in St. Louis, Missouri, and then he was going to go back down to Maryland. I mean, hello? He beat his wife, bloodied his wife. This is the man that Democrats are going to go visit in jail? For what? And not only that, I mean, I'd never heard of Congressman Glenn Ivey in my life, but this is what they do. They use these photo ops and stunts for attention. So he posted on Twitter, once he went down there and he couldn't see his constituent, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, he posted on Twitter saying that this was just, I tried to go down there and I was trying to see my guy, and, I'll tell you all about it on MSNBC later tonight. This is it. He posted on X, tune into the weeknights MSNBC tonight to hear more about my trip to San Salvador and being denied access to see Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's all tune in for that. Never heard of you before, and you're just clearly in it for the photo op, and you're not in it for the American people. Yeah, let's tune in. But all the people with brain rot who watch MSNBC, that's what they got. But here's how the Department of Homeland Security responded on X. Congressman Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a confirmed MS-13 gang member, wife beater, human trafficker, and illegal alien from El Salvador, not your constituent. While the mainstream media and politicians are fighting to bring a foreign terrorist and gang member back to U.S. soil, POTUS, Trump, and Secretary Noem are fighting for the victims of alien crime and putting the safety of Americans first. Amen. It's all about America first. Everyone who went to the ballot box for Donald J. Trump in November had a few different policies in mind, whether it's his peace through strength foreign policy or securing the border. I mean, a lot of people voted for President Trump the first time because of the build a wall, build the wall, build the wall. He knocked it into everyone's heads, and it became one of his greatest policies and one of his greatest strengths. And now we're seeing this. I mean, he's tuned it up a notch. He's really going full steam ahead, making sure that our border is secure. This is why people voted America first. Illegal aliens last. But Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she actually threatened Tom Homan in a live stream video about 2 weeks ago. So I'll show you that video first. Watch this.
And now what DHS is trying to say, again, they're using public intimidation because they know that they cannot come for us all. They know that they cannot come for us all. And recently what they said is that DHS is allegedly looking into arresting members of Congress who were showing up for their legal and constitutional obligation to conduct oversight. If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative, or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
You lay a finger on them, AOC is going to have a problem, whatever that threat is. But Border Czar Tom Homan joined the Ingram Angle last night to discuss the 2 federal investigations that are being launched into Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connor. He allegedly used federal tax dollars in criminal enterprise related to illegal immigration and allegedly obstructed the work that ICE was doing in Nashville and the surrounding area. But here's Border Czar Tom Homan on the Ingram Angle responding to AOC's empty threats. Watch.
Well, remember, just a couple weeks ago, AOC went on social media saying if we put a finger on any of her co-workers, Congress people that were at our Newark facility, there'd be consequences. Well, guess what? We did it. I'm waiting on the consequences. But, you know, the mayor's no different. And look, I've said from day one, you can not cooperate with ICE if that's what you want to do, but you can't get in our way and you can't impede our efforts, or you cross that line, we'll seek prosecution. As far as the belonging fund that he's supporting, I have my own belonging fund. We can give housing, food, and free medical care in ICE detention. And that's exactly what we're going to do in Nashville. We're going to flood the zone with agents, multi-agency, FBI, DEA, ICE, U.S. Marshals, and we're going to flood the zone.
I love when AOC and Tom Homan get into their beef, because I've played the video on this show before, but this was from years ago under President Trump's first administration, where Tom Homan was, being grilled on Capitol Hill. It was some hearing, and AOC was pressing him on the separation of children from their families, from their parents. And Tom Homan just hit her with the straight facts. If you commit a crime, you're going to be removed from your children. If you're a parent and you break the law, you will be removed you will be separated, because that parent's going to jail and the children are going to be in child protective services, or they're going to be put into a foster home or something. But that's the way it goes. So I love, AOC, she starts it, but Tom Homan knows how to finish it every single time. I love it. Unfortunately, with the Trump administration doing everything they can to deport illegals, they are still here. They can work fast. They can work hard, but the devil works harder. And as we know, during the Biden administration, they let in millions and millions of illegals. It's going to take a long time to undo that. That's a lot of damage. So they're already here. And now that they're here, they're running amok. They're killing people. This was a disgusting, just horrific story out of Texas. There was a 18-year-old. Her name is Ava Renee Moore. She was killed in a jet ski crash this weekend in Texas by a Venezuelan national. Yep, Ava Renee Moore, 18 years old. She had just graduated from the U.S. Air Force Academy Preparatory School. She accepted her appointment to join the U.S. Air Force Academy's class of 2029. She was kayaking on Lake Grapevine, just north of Dallas, and a jet ski slammed into her while she was kayaking. And as a result of that crash, she is dead. That jet ski was allegedly driven by an illegal alien from Venezuela, who, of course, once he killed this 18-year-old girl, he fled the scene with one of his other illegal alien friends. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. And to think that this was an American citizen, a Texan, who wanted to give her life to the service. She wanted to potentially lay her life down for this country and to protect everything that this country stands for. She wanted to serve this nation in the Air Force. Another life, another precious young life taken at the hands of illegal immigrants. It makes my blood boil. These people are not supposed to be here in the first place. You would think that because they're trying to evade law enforcement, they would do a better job of not killing people. But for some reason, it just seems like with these illegals, it just happens. Why is that? Is it just because they're living this life of crime and they're just used to running from the law? So it's fine. They can just kill people and just keep running. It's really disgusting. But Texas Governor Greg Abbott, he had really a perfect response. He posted on X saying, "Welcome to Texas. Here's your death penalty." So we'll see what happens. This Venezuelan national and wherever his friend is from. I don't know if the friend was on the jet ski with him at the time of the crash, but he did flee with the Venezuelan national. So we'll see what happens now that they're in custody. We'll see if Governor Greg Abbott goes along with this and does give them the death penalty. We will see. Also, Greg Abbott making moves on social media to protect children in another way. House Bill 186 was filed by a Republican Representative Jared Patterson Frisco, and he had bipartisan support on this bill. It passed through the House, passed through the Senate, and this would essentially prohibit minors in Texas from creating accounts on social media sites. So no minor could go on X, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Snapchat, unless they verify their age. And if they are underage, they can either get their parents' consent and their parent to basically sign off on the social media use. And essentially, if this goes into law, which it is expected to do, companies would have to comply with this social media ban by April of next year. I like this. I mean, Andy, you have a daughter. What do you think about this? Do you think that social media sites should be banned for a certain age?
Well, and just in my daughter's sake, she didn't have a social media till she was 16, and the rule was we'll let mom decide, and so mom would always be the one to say no, so I could be like, hey, listen, you need to go ask your mom, and it would always be a no until it wasn't a no.
But it was in your hands. Basically, what this law does, which I like, because I think that parents should be in charge, not the government. So for the most part, I'm against the government telling us how to parent our children and what to do with our children. I don't think that that's right. And I think that parents should have all of the say in what happens to their kids and whether they're on social media or not. However, with this law, you just have to verify the age. If they are under the age, parents just have to sign off on it. I'm fine with that. If parents allow their children to be on social media, great.
I don't mind it, but I mean, honestly, my heart would sort of tell me we identify a phone with social media. So you see first graders and second graders and third graders
Yeah.
automatically want to have that kind of like social media is a grown up place. And so like
It
it
is.
tears me a little bit. I understand not having the government wanting to say anything, you know, I mean, totally take that stance. You know, parents should make the right, but you know, I mean, it doesn't hurt me if there's age restrictions below 16. You don't need to be on social. I mean, be a kid a little bit too. Learn not to be addicted to your phone. Get
Yeah.
outside, put your feet in the creek, get dirty.
I agree with that. I think kids these days, my generation was probably the last generation that had social media, but we grew up with technology in a way where it wasn't everything. We still played outside. Sports were everything. I remember some of my most fond memories are running around my neighborhood. I lived in the best neighborhood with all kids from my school. We all lived together. We would run around barefoot through our neighborhood. We'd play manhunt. We played tag, whatever. And cops and robbers, whatever. But we would be out all night. And once it was dusk, we would just run home and everyone would be home in time for dinner. And it was just safe. Like that is like the American dream, I think. And now
That's the
a
way
lot
I
of
grew up,
kids,
too.
they don't want to do that. They want to connect with their peers in different ways. They want to connect with their peers on social media. I was on social media. I was on social media in probably like 6th, 7th grade. I got a Facebook. Did I need to be on it? I guess not. But I feel like if I wasn't on it, I would be missing out in ways. So I think with this generation being how it is now, social media is way more a part of their life. I can imagine if you're not on Instagram or you're not on TikTok, feeling very left out in conversations, feeling very left out in group chats or whatever. Like if you don't let your kid have a phone, which again, I understand not wanting to give this death trap to your kids. Like it is a window to a very adult world that I don't think that they should have access to. But at the same time, it's like, if you give them a phone that just allows you to like call mom and dad and grandma, they're still going to miss out on all these things. So if there's a way to have an eye on them at the same time and monitor their social media usage, I think that's the best case scenario. And I'm saying this as someone who literally has a screen time that is astronomical. I spend
don't even tell them
16 hours on my phone per day, but I'm an adult, so I'm allowed to do
you
that.
think that Facebook is starting to exert some parameters on certain apps intra Facebook, like Facebook Messenger, but like I mean it's a tough thing, especially as algorithms get smarter and like how sinister I guess those might be. I mean, what's the targeted ad to a 12-year-old boy?
Especially because a lot of the social media sites, I mean, if you have to be 12 years old, can't you just fake you're at your birthday and say that, I don't know, I'm actually 18? I feel like I've done that to get on websites or something. Like, it's like, oh, well, I want to log into Facebook when I'm 12, so I'll just say that I'm 16, or I'll just like say that I'm 18. Like, how would they actually verify it? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. And as these algorithms get smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter and scarier and scarier and scarier, what content is thrown in front of 11, 12, 13-year-old guys and girls? I mean, girls and like the literature out about what social media does to adolescent self-esteem.
Yeah.
And then the same way with like, down the line behaviors with adolescent boys. I mean, like, how do we responsibly control? We don't say control. How do we responsibly walk through that together?
You can't, because big tech companies are in charge. So
the answer is parents.
Yeah. I mean, what do you all think in the chat? They will be fine without a phone, someone said. Yeah, I mean, some people just, they don't want their kids to have phones, and I get that too. But as soon as I turned 12, that's when I was in 6th grade. And we would have like after school sports and things like that. My parents gave me a flip phone because that was what was popular at the time. There was no such thing as an iPhone. And
the razor.
There wasn't internet on it or anything. I could text, 123 for C and, whatever. Like you could text. It was horrible. But I really just used it to call my parents and say, hey, I'm ready to be picked up from so-and-so's house, or hey, tennis practice ended early, or whatever. And that was really all that I needed it for. But I think not having a phone, I started once unlimited texting came out, and I remember that vividly because it was like...
it was game over.
It was
There weren't any rollover
changer.
minutes and all that stuff. I didn't...
I'm the guy.
What's going on?
Now, what DHS...
We're glitching over here. Now we have to look at AOC. We're just glitching over here. I guess it's time to move on to the Diddy trial updates. I do have updates on that front as well. So, Cassie, I want to start by saying this trial has been on for probably 2 weeks at this point. It started on the 13th with testimonies, and I believe the trial itself started on the 5th. So Cassie Ventura was Diddy's ex-girlfriend. She took the stand last week, and a bunch of other people have taken the stand. And I want to get into this because Kid Cudi is another rapper who is also involved in this. But Cassie dated Diddy on and off from 2007 to 2018. Cassie would allegedly end the relationship anytime Diddy cheated on her. Then, of course, as we know, he used a lot of coercive tactics to control her. They would get back together. On one of these off periods in their relationship, Cassie dated another rapper, Kid Cudi, briefly in 2011. So yesterday, Capricorn Clark took the stand. Capricorn Clark is Diddy's former assistant. So yesterday, unnamed members of the LAPD and the LA Fire Department were also set to testify, but Capricorn Clark's testimony took so long that they moved the LAPD and FD to today. So Clark testified about having her life repeatedly threatened by Diddy. He would threaten her life. He also told her how he wanted to kill rapper Kid Cudi because he was dating Cassie at the time. So his assistant detailed being taken by an enraged, gun-wielding Diddy to break into Kid Cudi's home. His assistant also said she had witnessed Diddy viciously beating Cassie over the relationship with Kid Cudi. So I don't know how this all works. She's supposed to be dating Kid Cudi. She goes and sees Diddy, or Diddy goes to see her. As we know, Diddy was giving her access to different apartments, and they were always close to Diddy, so he could keep, a very close eye on her. So when they weren't in a relationship, was she still at these apartments? Did she still live there? I'm not sure. But essentially, one of the judges denied a bid today for Diddy's lawyers to call for a mistrial. So jurors heard about missing fingerprint evidence connected to a break-in at rapper Kid Cudi's home. So this is what Capricorn Clark was testifying about. She said, Diddy took me. He was absolutely enraged. He had a gun with him, and he said, we're breaking into Kid Cudi's house. So now there's a break-in at Kid Cudi's house around the time that he's dating Cassie Ventura. And now all of a sudden, Diddy's lawyers are like, we don't want the jurors to hear about this. Missing fingerprint evidence connected to Kid Cudi. So what does this have to do with the LAPD and FD? We'll have to see. But Diddy's lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, she called for a mistrial. She didn't want this testimony by a fire inspector to keep going on. He told the jurors that 2 fingerprints taken off the door at a rapper Kid Cudi's house, they were just destroyed by the Los Angeles Police Department in 2012. So whose fingerprints taken off Kid Cudi's door were allegedly destroyed by the Los Angeles Police Department. Makes you think. Based on Capricorn Clark's testimony, Diddy broke into his house. So we'll have to see how this all shakes out. In other news, and I want to just say on a positive note, Cassie Ventura, now, I don't know if she took her husband's last name, but Cassie gave birth to her third child with her husband, Alex Fine, earlier today. They had a baby boy. And, I was kind of concerned. She's very, very pregnant, about to pop. She's testifying in this highly sensitive, highly emotional case for her. She has to detail rape that she went through, trafficking that she went through, these freak off parties in which she was abused. They replayed footage in the courtroom of her getting beaten by Diddy when they were dating. And she's more than 8 months pregnant. She's giving birth. She's 9 months pregnant. And I want to say that she gave birth to a healthy baby boy earlier today. And the baby boy was met by 2 of his older sisters, Frankie and Sunny. So I'm just glad that with all the stress of the trial, they were able to deliver a happy baby boy. So that's great news in all of this disgusting darkness. But on that note, I want to go to my favorite segment, which is scrolling time. This might be the second time you've heard this song today, but it's better the second time. I do love the intro, so I love it. I've told you about this trans influencer before. His name is Lily Tino. I don't know what his actual name is. I only know him by Lily Tino, so that's why I'm calling him Lily. But Lily Tino has gone viral many times and has gotten negative attention from both sides of the aisle, by the way. There is bipartisan hate for Lily Tino. Lily Tino goes to restaurants, and I've played the videos on this show before, but he goes to restaurants and when he looks like a man dressed as a woman. But whenever he's misgendered by the wait staff or the hostess or whoever, they say, yes, sir, or, whatever, he freaks out. He sends the food back. He makes a scene. Oh, it's actually miss. It's actually ma'am. This is what his shtick is. This is what he's known for. Going to restaurants dressed like a woman, if you can even really say that. Doesn't really look like a woman, which is why people call him sir, Mr., and he gets all triggered. And then he films all of these interactions for social media. So Lily Tino took to Disney. And again, he got misgendered in a video, but this is the video that has gone viral. He is standing outside of a women's bathroom at Disney, and this is what he had to say. Watch.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I guess. But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue.
3 minutes later.
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. Think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World in Florida, 10 out of 10. Women's bathroom experience for trans women, would recommend.
Wow, 10 out of 10 would recommend for other trans women. If you're another trans woman and you see this video, don't get any ideas. Let's just start there. Do not do what Lily Tino does. The disturbing thing, first of all, before we get into the trans BS of this all, can we talk about grown adults who go to Disney World by themselves? Check their hard drive. Check their damn hard drive. What on earth are you doing at Disney World? You don't have children. Get out. It's weird. You're creepy.
Chuck E. Cheese, table for one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is your purpose here? If his purpose is to go and make these videos and get clickbait and make people angry, which I am angry right now, so if that's his goal, it is working. But he's making people uncomfortable in the process. Just because you are this small faction of the population and you want to feel comfortable, you get to make everyone else feel uncomfortable? You get to make all women feel uncomfortable in the bathroom? F that. No. And the one thing that I like about TikTok is that the algorithm will send you videos. Like, I'm seeing this video of Lily Tino. I'm getting angry. And then I see this. This is a TikTok user who saw Lily Tino walking around at Disney. And this just gives you a picture of how manly Lily Tino is. Watch. So there he is. He's like swinging his arms around. And I mean, this is a man, point blank period. We knew that. But just the video of him walking, it's like, could you imagine that walking into the female bathroom? You're a mom and you're walking in there with your 2 kids. And then he has the audacity in that video to say, like, it was fine. I tinkled. What adult man says tinkle, by the way? And why is it okay for you to feel comfortable? And how is it okay to make everyone else feel uncomfortable?
That's a WWE walk to the ring pace.
Yeah.
That was going on there at Disney.
I want to say something, but it's inappropriate.
Say it.
The way that he's walking, it's very hot in Florida. And I think whatever is between his legs was sticking to the side of his leg, and that's why he was walking like that. And I'm not alone in that, because this TikToker did a great impersonation of Lily Tino. Watch this.
And here you go. Here's our bread tower. Hope you enjoy it, sir.
No. I am Lily. I'm not a sir. I'm a man.
Excuse me, lady coming through.
It's like right to the heart, you know. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I'm sending this back. Take it back. I'm leaving. I don't feel safe.
I don't see the problem. I used the women's restroom here. Went right in, and as you can see by my shirt, I pee standing up at Disney. So, you know, there's no problem. You know, 10 out of 10 pissing experience. I went in there, and I did not make a scene or nothing.
Get out of the way! I got a tinkle! Get out!
Lift the seat up for you.
Oh! That was good. Good. Who's going to send me more money so I can order more food? Come on. My name is Lily, and you shall answer me as such. I don't care if I pass. I don't care.
Not very ladylike, but that is honestly a 10 out of 10 impression of Lily Tino. If you've seen the videos, you've watched the show, you know that's pretty much 100% accurate. That is exactly what he sounds like. He sends the food back. He's rude. He's entitled. He says he has to tinkle. It's all bad. You know what else is bad? Rosie O'Donnell. She sometimes takes to social media. I'm scrolling last night. I thought the whole point of her moving to Ireland was that she would shut the hell up and not talk about politics anymore. She wanted to escape Trump, and now all she does is talk about Trump. Watch.
So many marginalized people in our nation, millions of people are going to go hungry. Millions of people are going to die early for not getting their medication. Millions of people are going to suffer as a result of the big, beautiful bill. So for God's sakes, call your senators right now and tell them, talk to some Republicans, get the ones you've known for years, and take them out to lunch and go, listen, dude, do you get this? Do you have a grandmother? Do you know what this is going to do to all the elderly in this country? Do you have any understanding of what's at stake? Like, you know, this is the most blatantly corrupt thing that Mango Mussolini has ever come up with. Honestly.
Mango Mussolini.
Very infuriating.
Mango Mussolini is her nickname for Trump. I have to say, it's clever.
Well,
but
I mean,
it's insane, and it's
it
not
rings
based
the
in
ears.
reality. What?
I said it does ring the ears
yeah.
a little bit. But how do you move over the pond
No, this
and
is what I
become
mean.
louder and more annoying?
This is why it's like, I thought you moved over there to escape Trump and everything he's doing. She's moved over there. She did it as a stunt. It was, I'm going to move out of the country. All these celebrities say that, oh, Trump's going to get elected. I'm moving to Canada. Oh, Trump's getting elected. I'm moving here. I'm moving to the UK. She decided, this is my moment. I'm rich enough. I have family in Ireland. I'm just going to go move over there and be this martyr. And then I get to go,
What does she
complain
do
about
all
Trump.
day in Ireland? Do you
Nothing.
think there's like a local pub that is interested in her coming and like drinking a pint and throwing darts? Like, who in Ireland wants to hang out with Rosie O'Donnell?
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that she's not here anymore, but I thought that we would stop hearing from her. So, unfortunately, I want to move now to, this is crazy. So, has anyone in the chat heard of cheese rolls? A cheese roll race? This is not a cheese roll that you eat. This is a cheese roll race. Apparently, this is very popular in the UK, and 2 people had to be taken to the hospital from the traditional cheese rolling races in the UK on Monday. So it's held on Cooper's Hill. This is in, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to mess it up, but Gloucestershire. I don't know. That was my best attempt at pronouncing that correctly, and I probably botched it. Sorry to everyone in the UK except for Rosie O'Donnell. But it's a hill that has a very steep gradient, and thousands of people come to watch competitors chase large cheese wheels. And what is that called? A cheese wheel? A cheese wheel down the hill. So they send this 7-pound wheel of cheese down the hill, and then all these people chase after it. Watch. Look at these people just tumbling. Oh! They are rumbling and tumbling down the hill. It is very steep, and they're running down the hill, so they're falling. Look at them go. The cheese is going down the hill, and they're all chasing after the cheese. They look like rag dolls.
That's a good day to be an orthopedic surgeon down there at the bottom.
They look like rag dolls. They are getting thrown around. So there was an American YouTube sensation and also a rapper, like a YouTube rapper called I Show Speed. He competed in this cheese roll race, and he needed medical treatment after it. But he said it was all worth it. And then a German YouTuber, Tom Kupka, he won for the second year in a row. He's 23 years old. He's from Munich. And this trend or this tradition is apparently, it dates back 600 years. So thousands of people come to watch people just run down the hill. My questions about this. Do they practice?
Can you imagine 600 years ago going down that hill and snapping a femur?
I can picture
What are you
it
doing 600 years ago when you snap a femur?
I can picture it 600 years ago because there's less things to do with your time. Now in 2025, I cannot picture someone having nothing to do and this is their hobby. I don't know. So do they practice? Do they go to this same hill and they practice? I mean, I was reading articles. They consider it an extreme sport. I just want to say they consider it an extreme sport. And if we watched the same video, I didn't see anyone dressed in athletic gear. People were wearing like Vans sneakers, sweatshirts,
Ripped jeans.
Yeah, I mean, no one is dressed in athletic attire, so I'm not sure, but
I do identify with this, though. I'm not going to knock them because East Tennessee people do stuff like this. I'm just telling
Yeah,
you.
I don't mean
I
to
wouldn't put it
say-
past these Tennessee people. There is somebody going down that hill in that clip we just saw from the Appalachian Mountains.
Probably. I would say
No
so.
doubt.
Yeah. But this is, when I saw this, I said, this is free healthcare activities. Because no one in the United States of America, the great old US of A, is flying down a mountain like that at full speed because we have to pay for it here. So socialists in this country, they want free healthcare, but this is the side effect. You're just reckless with your body.
Well, they're going to wait about 4 years to get that femur fixed.
Yeah, you throw yourself down a mountain and, you're just like, yeah, the treatment's free. So people just fling themselves down a hill to win a wheel of cheese because, free healthcare. Now, this is where scrolling time gets interesting. This is my vision for scrolling time. This is what my vision for scrolling time has always been. And now we're going to put it to the test and see if we can do it. So I saw this video and it's stupid. I need to preface this by saying it's so stupid. But when something really stupid just kind of like hits your funny bone and you just crack up? That was this video for me. And it wasn't so much the video that was funny. It was the comment section. So first, I want to show you the video. This is a woman. She said, make dinner with me. There's some lettuce on the plate. Then she puts some, it looks like Chipotle aioli on the lettuce. And then, hey-oh, what is that? I don't know what she puts on the lettuce, but that meat?
You really doctored that up with some Chipotle aioli. That looks like just like spicy mustard.
Oh, you think it's spicy mustard? It looks like Chipotle aioli to me.
Whatever it is, it ain't gourmet.
But people in the chat are wondering what's the great stuff. And
Cheese whiz. A guy said cheese whiz. That's perfect.
I'm also wondering that, but here is what the comment said. So if we can fire up my iPad here, we can go through the comments together. Let's see if we can do it. Heck yeah. All right. So guys, we are scrolling on TikTok together. This is my vision for scrolling time all along. And now we're making it come true. So I love it. Here's what some people in the comments said. Lettuce, sauce, and a missing person. Is that iguana meat or what? What if we don't have any old insulation lying around? Can I substitute something else for the pigeon meat? I'm vegan. Lettuce, mustard, and mold spores.
That's squirrel tacos.
See, this is why the comments get me. And sometimes I save the comments and I just want to I want to read them on the show, but it's not the same effect as reading them live. So I just ran out of my paper mache pulp. It does look like paper mache.
Somebody in the chat said rat wraps.
It is rat wraps. Horse dookie, someone said. Chinese cat in the chat. Someone said oil pellets. Yeah, or owl pellets. Girl, I don't know where to get porcupine meat, lettuce, easy cheese, and hamster meat. Hamster meat is my favorite meal. No way. Thank you, but I ate before I came. Yeah, I would not be, this would not be appetizing for me. Someone said, sir, is there a vegan option? I'm actually allergic to fossilized whale. My favorite dinner is lettuce, sauce, and Resident Evil meat as well. I'm allergic to couch foam. It does kind of look like couch foam.
No, here's a question. If somebody brings that over,
we're
do you
really
eat
in a
out of
recession.
being kind? If somebody brings one over to you, like, you're watching the football game on Sunday, somebody brings that over, talk to me. The chat might do. Do you guys think that you would eat one out of just courtesy?
I think I would ask what it is.
What?
Not that really makes it any more appetizing. It looks very scary.
Who knows what it is?
I wouldn't eat it, so I guess I would just have to come
Out
up
of
with
kindness, you wouldn't eat it.
a white
just
lie.
as of a thank you, you wouldn't take a bite of that.
I don't think I'm that nice. I would just have to come up with a white lie. Like, I already ate dinner. Sorry. Yeah. Is that...
People are agreeing.
Oh my God. Someone said, I think someone already ate that. Do you see the comment that I'm laughing at? Lettuce, cheese whiz, and Amelia Earhart. Am I the only person who thinks this is funny? Sometimes the comment section just I'm like crying now. Anyway, someone said, I think I vacuumed something like that. Can we see the picture of the meat again? Oh gosh. Can we see the meat? Someone said, is that a wet paper towel? Is this because of tariffs? Now people are blaming Trump. Someone said I have a warped sense of humor. I don't really know if I have a warped sense of humor, but the TikTok comment sections are funny. I just think they're so funny. What the hell is that, guys? It's so gross.
The lettuce looks healthy.
Someone said, yummy, I love gray matter. Lettuce, mustard, and groundhog knuckle. Oh, gosh. Someone said, I thought eating eagle uterus was illegal. I think it probably is. Someone said, the comment section is making me cry laughing, especially when compared to the number of likes. And this makes me feel better because I'm crying and my makeup is running.
You know what you don't get in any of those comments?
What?
I actually ate that.
No one would eat that. No one would eat that. Someone said, I hate the taste of insulation. Can I substitute dryer lint instead? And my cat makes these on the carpet. I mean, these are a lot of good comments. Am I alone? I don't know. I think that this is funny. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Scrolling Time, where you can watch me scroll